What's up, and welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Tuesday Tips and Tricks, the first episode of the new year, episode number 77. All right, before we get started, thank you, everyone, for joining. If you're watching from Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube, let us know in the comments where you're watching from, as well as any questions you might have. Before you get started, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as well as hit the bell in the top right corner so you get a notification anytime WeVideo releases a new video. We've got a lot of product in for this year. You're going to want to make sure you're staying in tune with that. Which leads us to our next point. So today's episode, we will be going over our latest WeVideo update. We will be addressing what has changed, as well as some of the questions, concerns that we've seen on social media pertaining to that. And this will help give you an idea of what's in store for the future. With that, let's bring on our co-host, Tyler Wall.
How's it going, Max? Happy to be back on live with you today. Happy Tuesday to everyone out there. Got a cool little episode for you, just going over some updates today, so should be fun. And as always, if you guys have questions, hit them up in the comments section there, and we'll be sure to get to those by the end of the episode. So, without further ado, let's hop into the timeline and check out some of these new updates in WeVideo. All right, so I guess we'll just kind of go through these one by one. I'm in the WeVideo timeline here. I've already got a video set up. No media currently, and we're just going to go over a couple of things that might look different to you when you hop into WeVideo. So let's start in the My Media tab. Pretty much the same here. We got our folders nice and organized. If you have files outside of folders, we can still select multiple files at once by dragging and highlighting those. Or the other way to go about doing this is simply clicking, and if you hold Shift, you can actually select multiple as well via that method.
Perfect.
Next up, we have our stock media library. Just a slight organizational change here. So now on the side, you can see the videos, images, and audio have been separated into their own separate tabs. So when you're searching through stock media, you can now just simply click images if that's what you're looking for, or audio if that's what you're looking for, and video. So a couple things that you'll see that look different. There are now some great categories as well. So you can see here animals, business, effects and lower thirds. And we can click on this see all here. And that's going to open up each individual category for us. So looks like my internet might be having some trouble. But yeah, once you click on that see all, you will see. So for instance, this is our favorites. Same thing with favorites. When we heart them, they will show up in our favorites folder.
Perfect.
And then, yeah, the categories, just give it a second to load. And that's going to give you each one of these categories filtered down into different sections. So just a nice way to have at a glance, especially when you're searching for kind of random clips, it helps to see some of these bigger categories.
Yeah, this was obviously taken from user feedback to improve sorting of stock media available. So we've taken your questions into consideration and executed on that.
Yeah, and one thing we should mention, there will be further updates on this to include that filtering up here.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that. We're still improving.
Yeah. So yeah, to elaborate on that, right now, this has been in comments across the board. You can't sort existing media that you own. That will, as of now, is expected to be back this Thursday.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that. A couple other things. Let's go ahead and drag some stuff on the timeline. So with the new update, stock media, when you drag it onto your video timeline, will no longer share the title of the clip. This is simply just because a lot of those titles and descriptions were very extensive, super lengthy stuff that had to do with tagging just to help with SEO on the Storyblocks site.
Right. But in your
However,
My Media tab,
yeah,
it'll still maintain the names of your clips when you hover over. So this still says WeVideo logo white. So that still is there. Again, the stock media typically had these very long titles, mainly just looking to help search queries. So
yeah,
we went ahead and took those out just because they were kind of cumbersome.
yeah. The other thing, let's go ahead and drag some audio on there, Tyler. So if it's stock audio, it will show title. Obviously, this is to help differentiate. And then, of course, same thing if it's your own media.
Right. Yep. So pretty much all the same there. As you saw, I was able to drag multiple clips in at once. Same way I would in my media, right?
Yeah. All right. So we do already have a couple of questions. Let's go ahead and get to those. First
All
question
right.
is from Jason Scholl. He asked, first of all, thanks for joining us, Jason. He asked, what transitions are available in the simplified editor? So this is another big change. We're going to go ahead and step back. Right now, we're in the traditional editor that you're probably all familiar with. In addition to this new update, we've launched a simplified editor. We'll go ahead and show that to you now.
Yeah, so the simplified editor, we're going to go ahead and click on our little hamburger icon up here in the top left corner. Go to New Edit, and then you'll see these two options here. Full Featured Editor is what we're in now, and the Simplified Editor. This was formerly known as Storyboard Mode. So let's go ahead and click on that and see what it does. It's going to ask us which format we want to be in. We're currently in 16:9. Let's just maintain that. start editing. And we'll even have a couple of dialog boxes pop up here to help you out. So let's go ahead and hit next. And you can go through these if you want. So add to storyboard. We're just going to click the plus on any clip.
Yep.
Take us through the text.
Music.
How to add music. And using the preview when you're all done. All right, so the storyboard editor is just a simplified way to edit your videos. So just like the main the advanced timeline, we can add our media in, and you can use this plus icon here. And you'll see that we are laying out this in a more of a storyboard kind of look. I can add music.
Yeah, so the purpose of this was to definitely simplify the editing experience. So rather than the multiple tracks that you see in the full feature, which can be daunting for newcomer, this just shows you side by side the preview of each clip. When you click on the clip, you can obviously preview it and see it at its full length. But go back just a sec there, Tyler.
Yeah.
If you select it, at the top there, you'll see the option to edit, trim, feature effects, and then delete. And then between clips, you'll see kind of that square icon. That is where you can add transitions.
Right. And that was Jason's question, I believe. So let's just briefly go over that, help you out. The transitions, when you click on this icon here, will show up, and then we can simply choose which one we like. And you'll see that it maintains all these transitions that are in your typical timeline. So I can use a cross blur, change the duration if I like, and even apply it to all of the clips if that's what we want. Let's just leave it like that. And then you can preview that cross blur right here. Yeah, so just a different way to go about editing. If this is something you prefer, try that out. Like Max said, we can go in and trim the individual clips. The main difference is going to be the length of your clip is always going to be represented just by this square. So, I can make this a half a second clip, and it's still going to be the same size. So again, just a different way of looking at things. It all depends on what you prefer.
Yeah, there's obviously advantages and disadvantages to this. If you're familiar with the full feature editor, you might want to take advantage of the fact that there's a lot of different tracks and you can have a lot of different layers. Stuff for the background music, sound effects, video, voiceover, text. Yeah, you can have a ton of different options there. All right, so let me try and keep track of which questions we're at now. This next question is from Renee from Facebook. She asked, is it possible to stream directly from WeVideo? So in terms of doing like a live stream like we are now, the answer is no. We're using StreamYard to do this.
Mm-hmm.
With WeVideo, you can finish and then you can share that file either as an MP4, an MP3 if it's a voiceover, as well as WeVideo's unique share link. I don't know. Tyler, you want to elaborate on that?
As far as streaming?
Yeah. I mean, or I guess just capabilities of sharing. That's pretty much the bread and butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we could go over all the different widgets. I don't know them offhand, but
yeah.
You can link, for sure, you can link YouTube and Google Drive. I know that.
Yeah. So there are shortcuts enabled, and you can enable or disable all of them all at once through your admin settings. Next question from Jason again. Can you explain what changed in my dashboard view?
Sure. So we're in the dashboard here right now. You can see there's these two new little buttons here that will go over what we just talked about, actually. So the full featured editor versus the simplified editor. You could click through those and it'll help you out. As far as anything else in the dashboard, this is going to maintain the same templates and our recent files here. So recent edits. And then you got pretty much everything the same here. I don't know if any of these changed. I don't believe so.
No.
Yeah, so same order.
In terms of new stuff, we did actually just release new templates this week, actually late last week. These are for Valentine's Day, and I believe you can access those in the seasonal section.
Yeah, they should be at the top like right now, but if you do go into seasonal, you can see them as well.
Awesome. All right, next question is from Cruising with Andy B. He asked, did you upgrade the green screen? So did you upgrade the green screen for better green screen? As far as I know, green screen's, yeah, the same as it's been, but we've made it easier to find quality stock clips. And those are featured in the stock media. Next question from Arthur from Facebook. He asked, is banner edits, streaming, and text-to-speech functionality in the roadmap? What's in the roadmap? Do you want to take this, Tyler? Or do you want me to?
I believe it is in the roadmap. I'm not sure exactly the priority of it currently, but I know text-to-speech functionality is definitely something that's on our radar as, an important feature to have. So definitely aware of that as the WeVideo team here.
Yeah, that one for sure. I don't actually know what he means by banner edits.
I believe that's just the format he's looking to create. I'm not sure the exact dimension on that offhand, but a banner-sized video. That's something we could provide as feedback to the team as a want.
And yeah, the answer to that is there are, I guess, different sizes. This is from Patrick on the back end here. There are different sizes that are on the roadmap this year.
Excellent.
I know, yeah, in terms of other stuff, this was obviously kind of step one in terms of opening the door with a new dashboard view to enable more features and product updates to come more frequently this year. So last year was a bit of a lull. This year, not so much. Next question is from Rich McGee. He asked, is there a way to connect two separate tracks, such as a video and an audio track? And if I sync audio and video together, but then insert another clip to the left in the timeline?
Okay, yeah, I just read through that. Let's see if we can recreate what Rich is asking. I'm not sure if we know exactly.
Oh, I see. So let's say you have like an audio and a video clip and you have them both starting at the very beginning. He's asking if you drag a video clip in front of the video clip that you had at the beginning, can it push both the existing audio and video clip to the right?
Okay, so we've got this clip here. It's got audio on it. You can see that by clicking this icon here, and it'll bring up your waveform. And then Rich is asking if
you can, I guess, group it to like a music file.
I see.
So yeah, there's not a way to group for the time being. But I mean, we could show you how we would do this.
Right. So he's basically saying he's got his music and his video clip lined up with the audio in the way he wants it. and then he's adding a different file down here. Is that
Yeah,
right?
so he's asking if he has them synced or grouped up, can he drag and push?
So, and then his problem is, right, when he inserts this video, it's not keeping the same sync.
Right.
So our suggestion would be, line these up so that they snap together like this. You see they're the same size. And that's going to make it easy to just move your clip if things do get bumped around by other clips, and you'll be able to just snap that right back where it needs to be. The other way is just simply providing enough space when you do put a new clip in here, and that's going to make sure that you're not getting pushed around. Any other things offhand, Max, that would help this?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously dragging, and kind of, yeah, if it's multiple clips as well. The alternative, Rich, I mean, the easiest way to do exactly what you're asking is to export both the audio and the video and the video file together. So if you always want to have that background music associated with this golfing clip, what you could do is export it and then re-import that finished video file back in, and those are merged.
Right.
So I guess it kind of depends on your use case. Yeah.
If I do it to the far right, leave empty room, I can drag the synced tracks back to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Arthur just kind of elaborated on that. He said, please show us how to sync and group up the audio and video. So, yeah, best recommendation for that would be to drag your video and your audio file in like we have now, and then just export it. And then those two will be synced. Rich then asked, if I export and then re-import, will I lose some quality? No. You'll actually probably gain quality from what you're seeing in the video editor right now, since we downgrade the preview.
There might be some processing that happens, but it's going to be very minor. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. If you
Yeah.
have, an interview or something, and you get the audio just how you like with 2 audio tracks, and it's 20 minutes long, it's going to be worth just finishing it and then going to your exports, and you'll be able to see that file, and then you can just pull it in, and it'll be one single audio attached to that video. So I think that's the way to go about it.
Yeah. He said, he says, if I do sync the process way far to the right and leave plenty of empty room, I can drag the synced tracks back to the left. Yeah. So another thing, tool that might be helpful, Rich, is the slider in the bottom right allows you to zoom out and zoom in. So if you have a lot of clips, you can basically really easily group select them all by zooming out and move them far down to the right, and then drag your new clips into the left and then move them over. All right. Cool. So if anyone else has any other questions, please let us know.
Yeah, hopefully that helped you out, Rich. If you do have more problems, feel free to reach out to support, and we can look into it further.
Cool. Yeah. This has got it. Thanks for the help. Happy to help. All right. So in terms of just kind of other minor changes, if you look at the left folder, there is a thing called extras now. These just feature kind of our overlays, callouts. These were all there before, but now they have kind of that distinct section. And then below it, backgrounds. This is going to open the door for adding additional effects and features down the road.
Yeah. And there's lots to come.
Yeah.
I think mobile is already implementing some new overlays, But yeah, keep an eye out for it on the web as well soon.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, if there's no other questions and nobody else has anything to add, I don't know, Tyler, did we miss anything?
I think we covered it all. Hopefully, we didn't miss anything. But yeah, tons of updates are coming, so keep that in mind and bear with us through the change. I know change can be a little jarring at first, but these are all intended to be helpful to you. So
Yeah. I do know, I mean, if there's any education people or accounts on this show today, there was a huge update for classrooms. We'll be coming out with more videos related to that. Probably not on Tuesday tips, but those will be coming soon. We do have another question. This is from Arthur Tyler. He just asked, can you make it possible for one to see himself when recording either full screen or in another format? In other formats.
Okay, so I believe Arthur's talking about the preview. So when you start a
Yeah.
recording, you actually lose the preview of yourself.
Yeah.
This has been brought up before, so we can definitely pass that feedback along. I think that's something the team is aware about, so that could be on the roadmap, but I'm not sure when that would be implemented. As of now, you cannot see yourself once the recording starts.
Right. All right. Well, cool. I think that's it for today. If there are any other questions, please let us know and we'll address them during the next show. Thanks for joining us. And I forgot to mention this before, but if you haven't subscribed to receive Tuesday Tips updates, you can do so by checking out our blog and then putting your email in on the video tips section. And that'll give you a email every Thursday letting you know what the following week's episode is about. Awesome. Well, thanks again for joining us, everyone, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Happy creating.
Bye.